Hello and good evening to all of you. Om Shanti and greetings of peace. A warm welcome once again. Thank you for joining us this evening. And today we are going to be talking about Yes, today we are going to be talking on the subject, changing your thoughts and your words, and you can reclaim your happiness. We all experience that we feel we want this world to be a more stable world, a more happy world, a world in which there is peace, there is freedom from violence. We want that world. We want everyone to be happy in that world. But yet we keep saying, thinking, as well as saying that this world is a very complicated world. It's in a mess. It is so chaotic out there. There's no change happening in the world. So we keep saying these things, but in reality, what do we want? It's like saying somebody is irritating me. But in reality, what do I want? Do I want them to irritate me, or do I want them to cooperate with me, to work in harmony, to have a harmonious or peaceful relationship with them? So I want one thing, but I'm thinking and speaking something quite different or opposite. And we know that whatever energy we send out, that's the energy that comes right back, bounces right back to us. So whatever we want to happen, it can happen. But on condition, we become aware of the power of our thinking, as well as the words we speak. So this evening, we are going to walk you through with some ideas, some insight on this topic. Whatever we want, that's what we have to project. But there's always this challenge. And the challenge is we all have deep-rooted habits that gets the better of us most of the time. We don't want to be stressed or depressed, but we find ourselves being exactly that. And that is because we have this belief system that stress today is normal. To get angry, it's normal. And if somebody says to us that I don't get angry for anything, I'm always cool, we think something is wrong with that person. We think he or she is weird. We feel he's abnormal or she's abnormal because we have the notion that anger is normal, sorrow is normal, pain is normal. If somebody insults me and I feel hurt, it is normal. This is the belief we have. And we need to ask ourselves, is that really true? What is normal? And I'm not talking about what is new normal. I'm talking about what really is normal. So is it if the world changes tomorrow, then my state of mind, my state of being will change? It's like listening to a beautiful song sung by a famous singer. And whilst I'm listening to the song or listening to the music presented by someone, I'm feeling so happy. So I tell someone, I was listening to a song or a piece of music, and I was feeling so happy. It is as if I'm saying that that song or that music is the reason for my happiness. So is this how we relate happiness and relate peace? Is it outside? Is it related to a circumstance, a situation, an event, an individual? Is this where my happiness comes from? And we are living in that world that second by second, there are major changes that are taking place. So if my happiness is determined by what's going to happen or not happen from the outside, I will always remain a seeker of happiness, not one who is an embodiment of happiness. So we have to take decisions today that my happiness is my own creation and it is based on my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, my attitude, my perception, the lens that I keep wearing, based on my past experience, based on my belief system. All of this are factors that influences our happiness. So we need to take responsibility and take the decision to reclaim our peace and our happiness and not allow it to be at the mercy of circumstances at the mercy of the changes that are occurring on the outside. So let's look at some of the thoughts that I have put together for tonight's presentation. So the first thought is change your words, of course, that was on the invitation, and reclaim your happiness. The science behind good vibration. Vibrations can create wonders in our relationship and our well-being. What's the principle of vibration? Does vibration work? Does it have impact? And the answer is yes. The whole world is rotating, evolving on the basis of vibrations that you and I create and spread into the atmosphere. Everything moves, nothing rests, nothing is stable in the sense it is not stagnant. The moment I create a thought, positive or negative, that thought impact on every cell in my body. And then it goes beyond that. I know many researches has been carried out, and it has been proven that if you take a glass of water and you place it where there's soft atmospheric music being played, you will find after that music is playing around that glass of water over a period of time, if they take drops of that water and place it under a microscope, they will notice that incredible forms of crystals can be detected. Incredible shape, beautiful forms of crystal. And if you take another glass of water and you place it next to metallic music, loud, aggressive music, you will see after a period of time, if they put drops of water from that glass, they will find that the crystal that is formed is pretty chaotic. There's no shape. There's no order. We are aware these are science, these are experiments that were carried out, and they are available for all of us to look at it. If we use Google, we can find these experiments being out there. Many years ago, an experiment was carried out in which they put a number of women who were expecting. And on the walls of the building where they kept these women, they placed very beautiful images of beautiful, healthy looking babies. And on the other hand, in addition to having these images around these expectant mothers, they also attempted to make them all very comfortable and happy. And when all the mothers, when they give birth to their babies, they found that all the mothers give birth to happy, healthy, beautiful babies. So it was to prove that the state of mind of the mother can impact on even an unborn child. So this is the principle of vibration. It affects, it's a form of energy that we perceive consciously or unconsciously. Sometimes we meet someone and we say, I get very good vibes from that person. Or I say, I don't feel very comfortable in the presence of that person. So even though there's no words exchanged, but we are able to be recipient of those vibrations, those thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are being transmitted from the people you are in their presence with, in their presence. So the impact of vibration, the impact of thoughts, the impact of our feelings and emotion, they can transform a world or transform anyone who is in our presence. As I was saying earlier, thoughts, feelings, and words creates the perception of our internal and external reality. Once we tune into our energy, we connect with ourselves and others in that more profound level, meaning once we are aware of our thought power and the impact it has on others, and being in that awareness, I can transmit whatever thoughts I want to transmit to the other person. This evening, as I was awaiting all of you to come online, the first person who came online, as soon as I was thinking of her, I just thought of her and I saw that she was messaging me. She was trying to come online. And I didn't know that at that moment she was coming online, but I got this thought of her. Her name came to my mind, and there she was appearing on the screen. So this is the power of thought. Distance, someone can be at the other side of the world, but you can send whatever vibrations you want to send. If there is calamity, like we are witnessing today, the the fire in California, been burning for many, many days, and how many people are affected, and how many people's life are and property are at risk. So we should not think that we are helpless. If we have money, if we had a time, if we had a skill, if there's a possibility, we will go there and help to put the fire out or provide a little food for them. Yes, that's one opportunity that we can all, sometimes we are able to do that, and sometimes circumstances does not allow us to serve them at that level. But wherever you are, if you are sending that thought energy to all the people, and to send that thought energy that the fire must go down, it must cool, rain should come, the wind should go into another direction. If we all projected these kinds of thoughts, let everyone stay safe, let everyone remain protected, let everyone get the right right thought, to do the right thing at the right time. If we can engage in sending these thought energy out, then we can save lives. It was only a few days ago, there was a situation when I learned that someone had passed away. And I thought, had I known before that person had passed away, I would have surely, surely sent positive vibrations, positive thought, and invoke that person in the presence of God and see in what way I can serve that soul. It is such a pity I came to know only after the person passed away. And very little you can do at that time. But yet, even at that time, I did send because the soul is continuing on its journey. And until it arrived at its destination, we can still somewhat able to serve that soul. But the question is, why couldn't we do it even earlier? Give power to the soul, give power to the family, whose thoughts must be very depressing, very sorrowful. Could we have sent energy to that family, to the soul that was in distress? So this awareness of how our thoughts, feelings, and words impact greatly on lives of our loved ones, and even not just limited to our loved ones, but all souls in the world who are part of this human family. We have responsibility to help them when they're going through their distress, or they're confused, or they are impacted in whether it's natural calamities or illnesses of any kind. We are not helpless. Our peace of mind, our calmness, our good wishes, our pure feelings can work wonders. So when you're looking at the news, whenever you choose to do that, have the thought, why am I looking at the news? What is my responsibility? Is it to consume those energies of related to the event that is taking place? Or is it to know so that I can direct my thoughts, my feelings, and have good wishes for all the souls who are impacted negatively in those events? So we are not helpless at any given moment. And as we send out positive energy, it obviously will bounce right back to us. Sometimes when we do listen to news, we do listen to what's going on. I was watching news even today, and there is one particular, I'm not going to go into the detail, but there's one particular network which always end the evening news with something positive. And I look forward to hear what is at the end of the news. There's always a projection of something very beautiful that is happening in the world. And this is what I appreciate about that network, because though they have to give the news of the hour, but they inject, in fact, they make sure that the last item of the news is something positive. And I thought, that is so thoughtful. That is so well thought out, that to leave people with messages and images of hope. So this is what we can do. We can create hope by the images and by the words and by the vibrations we send out. And we are busy, many of us, most of us, and many hours we spend time using the internet, whether it's for work or otherwise. And so it is imperative that we take the responsibility not to send negative news and to consume the least negative news, because it impacts on our mind. It leaves heaviness. It leaves a pain, sorrow. When we see it, we hear it, it impacts. And this is why it's always advised never to start your day watching news of the world, neither end your day in that manner. Start your day in a more positive note and ensure that you're going to end your day in an equally positive note so that your sleep is not disturbed. Even watching movies, what kind of movies? Is it violence related? A lot of aggression, a lot of noise, a lot of very, not very nice images, graphics. They impact deeply on our well-being, our spiritual well-being, our emotional well-being, and it also have an effect on our body. So we have responsibility, and we should all play our part. An individual's energy is a result of several factors. One such factor is our mindset. Sometimes we have such a negative mindset. And sometimes for some souls, they are continuously positive, no matter what. So our mindset determines the energy which we are transmitting. And we can't transmit negative energy to anyone or into the atmosphere without first being the recipient of that energy ourselves, because we are the ones who are creating it. The other person might be in a happy-go-lucky mood, not able to pick up these low vibrational frequency, but we are impacted tremendously when we extend those energy to anyone or into the atmosphere. So an individual's energy is as a result of mindset, experiences that they have gained through life, thought pattern that they have created, and their perception of the world. Each one have a unique internal map of how we view our external reality based on how we have responded to life's experience. For example, some people are just all the time critical, all the time. Though being a critic is an art, a beautiful art, being able to outline or see things in a different perspective with the intention to help that to contribute effectively to the situation. But some people are critical for no reason at all. They walked into a room and they only notice that which is not going right. They notice everything, the space is too big or the space is too small, there's not enough sunlight or enough light. They notice all. It's like you put a white screen and you ask individual, can you tell me, describe that white screen before you, the screen, what do you see? And on that screen, there's a tiny black spot. And the first thing those who are critical, they will talk about, I see a black spot. They don't see the whole screen that is 99.99% white. Focus on the black spot. I recall hearing a very interesting story of a couple who moved into an apartment, and across their kitchen window, dining window, the neighbor will be seen hanging out her laundry. And the first morning, as the couple was having breakfast, the wife said to the husband, look, the neighbor has done her laundry, but I don't know who taught her to do her laundry. It is so dirty. Maybe it's the laundry soap that she's using, the laundry powder, liquid. And the husband kept quiet. And then the second day, when she saw the neighbor hanging out their laundry again, she kept repeating the same, observing the same thing, the laundry is dirty. And she continued like that whilst her husband, observing her, remained silent. And then one day, as they were having breakfast, she looked out of the window idly and again saw the laundry being hung out. And she said, listen, she said to the husband, look, you'll see that the laundry is so clean. It seems like someone has taught her how to do her laundry. And that's when the husband said, this morning I woke up earlier and I cleaned our window. So it was nothing to do with the laundry. It was to do with the lens with which she was looking out. So the confusion, the conflict, the anger is within. But when we are looking out, we're seeing the reflection. And we believe it is out there, not inside. So when you are seeing something, you have to first of all ask yourself, why am I only noticing that? And what's the connection between what I'm seeing and how I'm feeling from inside? Because as the old saying goes, when you wear a green glass, everything appears green. So We each have that unique internal map of how we view our external reality based on how we have responded to life experiences. This in turn shape our belief system and shape our identity. Positive vibrations are high frequency thinking patterns, attitudes, and emotions. Negative vibrations are low frequency thinking patterns, attitudes, and vibration. Positive vibrations make us feel at ease. Negative vibration, in the meanwhile, can make us feel doubtful, worried, and anxious. So now there's a need to make a shift from negative to positive. Shifting the tone of our internal dialogue is the key to creating positive vibration. If I want to change from creating negative vibration to positive vibration, I have to shift how I talk to myself. What's the language I use internally when I am having a conversation with myself? Pay attention to what you're telling yourself. Your mind and body will respond to the vibration of your thought patterns. Switching the tone to sound positive as you speak to yourself will cause an immediate shift in your vibration. Practice these words. Whenever you're challenged, whenever there's any form of adversity, practice these words. I know this is happening to me. Sorry, I know this is happening for me, not against me. There must be value in it. That's one statement, sentence, awareness you can all the time adopt when challenged. I know this is happening for me, not against me. There must be value in it. Number 2, I am grateful for this challenging experience. Another awareness I should adopt so that I can look at life's challenges in a more positive and meaningful way. Third, I believe this is happening for good. I believe this is happening for good. These words, if we embrace them, and we have every time we are confronted, I repeat these words to myself, I can maintain positive thoughts, feelings, emotions, and vibrations, regardless of how negative or challenging the scenario is on the outside. Now, when in relation to someone else, because we come across people, whenever they're going through something, maybe they're not all the time negative or typically negative, but there are occasions when they're losing, they're feeling down. what do I do at that time? So someone with a low vibration, shift them, help them to shift their focus by reminding them of their positive traits. Somebody is giving up. You say, no, you're not the person who give up. I've never known you to be the one who give up. You can do it. I am backing you. We are all behind you. So help that person to shift from that low vibrational energy to a more positive one by helping the person to identify with qualities within themselves, positive qualities within themselves. Empower them through your compassion and love. Positive vibrations. Each time we repeat a positive affirmation, we are creating high energy frequency. Each time I repeat, we are familiar that at the beginning of the year, sometimes we make new affirmation. Sometime the start of the week, we do that. Sometime at the beginning of the month, we do that. We choose occasions in which we say, as from today, I'm going to do this, this, this. So we do make positive affirmation, but we also do make negative affirmation, whether consciously or unconsciously. For example, I use these words, I am, many times. For some of us, hundreds of times within the course of the day. I am stressed. I'm depressed. I'm worried. I'm irritated. But I could also say, I'm fine. I'm well. I'm okay. I'm happy. We have a choice. Whenever we create these affirmations, they manifest into reality. What we create in our mind manifests into a reality. It becomes a reality. So be very cautious what conversation you have in yourself internally in the form of thoughts. When we greet each other, we say, here in the organization, we say Om Shanti. Om means I am, and Shanti means peace. So when I greet someone with Om Shanti, I am reminding them of the quality of peace within me, as well as the quality of peace that is also within them. Our thoughts create the atmosphere. Like when you go to a church or a temple or a place of worship, because most of the time, those who are in that space, they are praying, they're praising God, they're talking very good things about life, they're taking up very good topics. So the atmosphere in that place of worship have certain vibrations, which has been created over a period of time. In a gathering at a funeral, when everyone is feeling sad, that someone has left them, have passed on, there is that melancholy feeling, sad, sorrowful feeling. Again, it is based on vibration. And if you go to a party, even if you're not in the right mood, but you must attend it, your friend or sister's party. And when you get into an atmosphere of lightness, cheerfulness, happiness, celebratory mood, music, then your mood changes because of the vibrations that exclude from the individuals in the room. Promise yourself to create an affirmation of high energy words. Every time you hear yourself speaking, stop if you have to and reword what you say. Say the same thing, but ensure that it is positive. For example, you want to carry a glass of water across from the kitchen sink to the table, or a pot of soup, and you're having this thought, I don't want it to spill. Your mind is reading, I want it to spill. It doesn't embrace, don't. So your mind is saying, I want it to spill. And that's exactly what happens. The intention is to carry the glass of water or the bowl of soup safely. Why do you entertain the word spill when your intention is not to spill? So I have someone here. He's my DJ this afternoon, the cameraman and all the works. So I can't help smiling across, or he's also smiling across. So we don't intend to spill, but we keep using the word spill. You say, I don't want to get irritated. The mind reads, I want to get irritated. It's like so many people, so many times, use the term, no problem. No is negative and problem is negative. But what they intended to convey, they intended to convey that it's okay, it's fine. Why do we engage in negative words when we can use positive words instead? So promise yourself to create an affirmation of high energy words. Watch your language. Even if you're not feeling good, there's a science, an art that has been developed in which even if you're not feeling good, you should say instead, I am well. I am well, because I want to overpower. I want to counteract and conquer low energy vibration. And for that to happen, I have to keep saying, I am well, I am well, I am better, I am okay, I'm fine. And don't say, I'm trying to be okay. And don't say, I will become okay. Don't procrastinate. Don't delay the feeling of okay. Have to say, I am fine. I am better. I am blessed. I am fortunate. These are words that carries high energy vibration, high vibrational energy. So start thinking it and you will start feeling the changes within. Shift our vocabulary. High energy words will start raising our energy and our vibration. Who am I? Am I my name, my family, my profession, my nationality, my caste, or my religion? All of the above are acquired labels. When babies are born, they don't come with any labels, not even a language. They don't have a language. They don't know how to speak, what words to use. They don't know which country they are born. They don't have a name even. So all of that are acquired labels. So who really am I? Let's look at some of the labels that I have acquired. My first label is my name. There's a naming ceremony. We give the newborn a name. How many labels have I acquired? I'm a child, a friend, a spouse. I have a degree. I'm an engineer. So eventually I say my name, my job, my degree. When I use this term, my name, this house is mine, this car is mine, who is my and who is mine? Who is it referring to? Is it referring to my body? Now we are all souls. But in order to play a part here on this earth stage, there are three aspects of the self that comes into existence. The soul already is in existence, and for the soul to play a part, it adopts a costume, a body. So body comes into the equation. First, it is the soul. Then added to that equation is that I acquire a body in order to play my variety of roles. So I play a wide range of roles. Throughout the day, if I'm talking to my sister, that's one role. If I'm going to the shop, I'm the customer, second role. If I'm walking on the street, I'm the pedestrian, that's another role. If I'm driving, that's yet another role. If I'm at work and I'm a technician or an assistant medical personnel, whatever it is my profession, they're all part of adapted, acquired labels. My roles are part of my role. My roles become part of my existence here. So first it is the soul, then the body, then the roles that I play. But I must remember what I need to remember. the difference between labels and who am I. There's a jewel within the self. If we peel off the layers of the body, the labels, we will recognize that I'm a soul. I have a body and I play many roles. I'm a soul, I have a body and I play many roles. It is not that I am this body and I have a soul. It's the other way around. I'm a soul and I have a body and I'm playing a variety of roles. I am not my body, neither I'm not my roles. How I see myself, it's the same way I will see others. I will project the vision I have on myself to those of others. Like you will find somebody have the tendency to easily cooperate, easily be helpful, be kind. And so you know that that person, nature is that, and everywhere they go, they attract the like-minded persons like themselves because they're projecting that. So like attracts like. You attract the people, situation, circumstances according to your most dominant thought. So if your dominant thought or dominant words are positive, you're going to attract people, situation, and circumstances accordingly. So when we connect with others, we have to first of all know how I see myself. That's how I will see others. I have a body. I am not my body. We see in the world today, there's so much conflict, misunderstanding, aggression, suffering, loss of life because of identity with the body. I have a body. I'm not my body. I have a job. I am not my job. I have a degree. I am not my degree. And we all play the victim consciousness so often, too often, for our own safety, our own good. And one of the aspects I want to take up today is quite different. So when I say somebody hurt me, that's typical. Somebody insult me, somebody disrespectful towards me. We know today, I think we all know today, that nobody can hurt us unless we give them permission to hurt us. Nobody can insult us unless we choose to accept their words as insult. Anyone can have their opinion and they have their right to their opinion, but I have to decide to choose or not to choose. When I choose to allow them, give them permission to insult me, then I will see those words and I will accept those words as insults. And I will allow their words to change my mood. It becomes my responsibility. So, is it true to say our world is in a mess? Is it true to say our world is complicated? Is it true to say that the world is a tough place to be in? Are the people around me negative really? Or am I projecting? Or am I looking through the lens of negativity? And that's what I identify with. I have to be aware of my responsibility. How clean are the lenses we wear? Like the example I gave earlier. Our perception about life, about ourselves, and the filter in which we see the world will determine how the world will appear to us. What's our filter? No, we can say somebody that traffic is annoying. Traffic is not annoying. Traffic is triggering annoyance that lies within me. Somebody is getting me angry, reward that. Somebody is triggering my anger. I have to take responsibility for everything that is coming towards me in life. Am I solution oriented? I seek solution. For example, I don't want to live in a messy world, a complicated world. I want to live in a world of harmony and peace, where nature is at the best, where our relationship is one of mutual respect, where everyone has integrity. That's the world I want to live in. That's the vision I have of myself, one of integrity, the relationship, one of harmony and mutual respect, and an environment that is healthy and that is safe. That's the three wishes I have. But in my language all the time, in my thinking, what are the thoughts with which and the words with which I speak about relationship and about the world? Is it in harmony with my goals? So am I solution oriented? I seek a solution, but I hold on to the view that the world is complicated. I want a peaceful world, but I'm saying the world is complicated. The stain is on my face, but I'm seeing it in the mirror. And so what I do, I keep cleaning the mirror, or I keep saying the world needs to change, the world needs to change, you need to change, everyone needs to change. But in reality, I have the speck on my face. So who needs to change? Is it myself or the world? If you wait for the world to change, it will never happen. I hope we are almost at the end. Yes. Change the self or change the world. Because we don't stop to evaluate how we see ourselves, the thoughts that are in our minds, the words that emerge from our lips, because we are not able to see what's going on inside. Each time I think the world is dirty, it's complicated, it hurts, there's pain, I'm feeling pain, it hurts, there's turmoil, there's confusion. When I think like that, that's the energy I am transmitting. And those are the energy that will come right back to me. Because what goes around will come around. So I need to be the chancellor for change. I want to be happy. I want to be peaceful. So I want the world to be healed because I believe when everything and everyone is fine out there, finally, I'll find my peace and happiness. How long have I been cleaning the mirror? And how long can I continue to do the same? The speck is on my face. The change that is necessary is from within. But I am saying out there, it is dirty, it is complicated, it is confusing. That won't give me pain, that won't hurt me. But what's the reality? How much time will I take to pause and check and clean the speck on my own face? How long am I trying to clean the mirror? And how long would it take to clean my face? So where is the change? The change must be from within. I want to close now. And at this point, I just want to remind you why meditation is of paramount importance, always, but especially during this current time. Because it's only when we practice meditation, which is in fact spending some time with the self, in silence and in solitude, to understand how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing. When I spend that time with myself, I'm able to bring that change, start a process of changing. First, I have to recognize what's going on from inside. And this is why now more than ever, we should learn to meditate. We should learn to think in a positive manner, think in a very positive manner. And this is what meditation, first of all, meditation will begin to harness your thoughts, take control of your mind, focus your mind on that which you want it to focus on, as opposed to your mind running around like a wild horse, picking up this and that. It's like I'm the rider and my mind is the horse. And I have to make sure that the horse is tame and the road, the path is smooth. That's my responsibility. And if I don't take charge of my mind will go into my past and dig up that which I would rather forget, or run ahead in the future and start worrying about what about tomorrow. So this is why learning meditation is that approach that is taken at this time, so that I bring ruling and controlling power over my own mind. When I do so, I will be able to create the quality of thoughts that I want to create. And I will be able to reclaim back my peace and my happiness. Thank you very much for participating in tonight's session. Once again, it is a pleasure to have all of you on board. And I look forward to having you again in our next session next Tuesday at the same time. I hope that some of the thoughts shared this evening are useful and you can begin to practice. They're very simple exercise. Watch the words you speak, reframe them, use less low frequency words, and create more high frequency words. It is important to do so that we can take back the happiness in our hands. And always ask yourself, if I am not worth my happiness, who else is worth my happiness if not me? My happiness is in my hand and I'm worthy of it. And I should not compromise. I should not trade in. I should not give up my happiness for any reason. I can spread my happiness, share my happiness, but I must not give in to sorrow, pain, insult, or what's happening outside at the expense of my happiness. Thank you very much and good night. Om Shanti.